guys and girls? Daily here from GamersPlatoon, and I'm back with you today checking out a new expansion to Skyrim. As you can see, I have some different looking armor than what you're used to, and if you can hear the music in the background, you've got some music from Morrowind, because that's where we're at. If you've played any of the Elder Scrolls games, you know Morrowind was the big turning point for this series. It was awesome. It was a really good game. The graphics weren't very good, but now you get to see everything kind of remastered. All the armor that I'm wearing, with the exception of the helmet, which I'll switch out real quick, is from the Morrowind series, the guards that you would see in the desert place like this. There's also some slit striders around here too. We'll see if we can get a picture of those, but basically I want to show you where we're at first, so we'll go to the map real quick. This is the new map. This is the Dragonborn DLC. It's story just loosely based on there's another Dragonborn. It says, you know, you're not the only Dragonborn, so I assume you're coming over here to fight the other Dragonborn, because it's probably like Highlander and there can only be one. But I can tell you, man, I'm really happy to be back here. It's been a while since I've been able to make a video for you guys, and I was out of the loop because of some recording equipment issues, but we've got that all fixed. But you see, here we have a pretty decent sized map for a DLC. It's not like the other DLCs where it's all based on in Skyrim. This is a completely different area of the map. You see, the Skyrim thing here is taking you back to Skyrim, so you're on a completely different island as of right now, and it's got some varied terrain. It's pretty cool. But we'll go ahead and hop into the items, and I'll show you the helmet that we were talking about. There it is. Now, this looks like what everybody playing Elder Scrolls Morrowind was used to. These guys were all over the place. It was always fun to kind of kill them, take their armor. It's not as good, surprisingly, as some of the other armor in Skyrim. That's to say, the Skyrim armor is better itself, but the aesthetics all they look great. You know, I'll take a point of armor reduction so I can have this aesthetic look any day, because I'm badass in this game and nobody can fuck with me. So with that said, let's go around and see if we can find some creatures for you guys and see if we can show you some of the cool things that the Dragonborn has to offer besides the armor. Alright, so I just ran up on some guys fighting. Let's see what this is all about. Yeah, I missed. Alright, so, you know, that kind of shows you, it's similar to, it's got the Skyrim feel to it, where, you know, there's other stuff going on around in the world, so you can walk up on fights like this, and it's actually pretty cool. It looks like an ice mage was fighting a fire mage, but now they're going to be friends. They love each other, so we're going to leave them alone and go on our search here. I'm going to just leave the camera rolling here for a second. I think there may be some creatures up here in this tower. And that's really want to show you is there's some creatures from Morrowind that are now in Skyrim, which is pretty neat to see some of the creatures that, you know, were in such low resolution back then, to see them now in a higher res and you know, with a new feel to them. So I thought that was pretty neat. And I'm definitely going to show you a slit strider before we get out of here. But in addition to the new armor and things like that, there's also some new weapons in the game. I don't have any currently, but there are a few weapons.
An invader has entered the fort.
Here we go. We got a new type of enemy. This is the Ash Spawn. These guys are pretty cool.
Fort
But
Frostmoth will never fall. Long live the Empire.
basically, in addition to the armor and weapons in Skyrim, there's also these new enemies. There's some bigger bosses and things like that, but we're not going to show you those just so we don't spoil anything. And in addition to the bosses, there are also new spells, new dragon shouts. You can ride on a dragon, which we'll try and show you before we're done with the review here. But all in all, the upgrades that you're getting when you're playing Dragonborn are pretty substantial. It's definitely worth the money for this DLC. So we'll be back in just a minute, and we'll show you some of the other new things. Aha! I've run up on the Slit Striders from Morrowind. Here they are in Skyrim, all fully rendered now, and they're actually not giving you rides around the place anymore. You've got the fast travel for that, but it's still cool to kind of see these things. You always got to look at them in Morrowind, but you never actually got to see them out in the wild. And if you did, it was, you know, the game was just so horribly textured and the graphics were so bad that it didn't really do it justice. But here they are in all their glory. They look awesome. They make some weird sounds also. Here's another little critter from Morrowind. This guy right here sucks. But we'll go ahead and take care of that guy, and then we'll see if we can show you some of the other cool stuff going on here in the Dragonborn DLC. Guys, here we have another one of the new monsters that you're fighting here in Skyrim. It is quite large, quite awesome looking. Not as big as a giant, but you still get the picture. Alright, boys and girls, this is a village in the Dragonborn DLC up in the mountains. It has a similar feel to Skyrim. You know, it is DLC for Skyrim, it's not a separate game, but it would make sense that people that live up in the mountains, like the people in Skyrim, would make similar buildings. But you see there's a couple different types of buildings that we're not used to. There's something that kind of looks like a church here, and just the overall feel of the mountain pass here is just a bit different than Skyrim, but it's pretty cool. I do like it. The DLC is fun. It's got a bunch of different side quests as well as the main mission storyline. We went ahead and activated the map markers on the map, so you can see that there's quite a few places for you to visit along the adventures that you're going to have on this place. And it's really cool just to kind of get back and see you know, some of the Morrowind settings, and I really like what they did there. And they didn't give it away in the descriptions of the DLC too bad, and everything on this part of the continent is fun to explore and fun to play around with. Not to say that the other DLCs aren't fun, but when you're playing the other DLCs for Skyrim, it's you're in Skyrim and there's nothing different other than you have a new mission to do. This is a completely expanded campaign. Some people have disagreed with me and said that, you know, it's really not that good, and you know, it may not be as good as some of the other Skyrim DLC in terms of story or that kind of stuff, but when you get a whole continent, or excuse me, a whole island to explore and all these new places to go and scenery that kind of refreshes your memory of an older game that you might have played, I think that's well worth it. I like Skyrim Dragonborn DLC. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 from GamersPlatoon. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm glad to be back, and we'll see you guys next time.
And yet, you have done little beyond killing a few dragons. You have no idea of the true power a Dragonborn can wield. This realm is beyond. You have no power here. And it is only a matter of time before Solstheim is also mine. I already control the minds of its people. Soon they will finish building my temple, and I can return home. Send him back where he came from. He can await my arrival with the rest of Tamriel.